I really appreciate that because, for the longest time, the I literally thought that when I looked at the tax brackets, right? It was so complicated. I'm like, I don't know what this is saying. I'm gonna show you that this thing right here. I was like, what is this? Does this mean that if I make $100,000 a year, I'm gonna get taxed all 24%? That's not the case at all. Nobody in school has ever taught me this and say, oh no, you're in the progressive tax system. You're gonna be taxed 10% for the first $11,000, and then you're gonna get taxed 12% for the next $33,000. Nobody has ever taught me that. They're still not teaching this at school. That's what's frustrating to me is that this is still not being taught at school. And when people join to become a Fed or when they join the military, I talk to people on different bases, and they still tell me the same thing. They still don't have any annual training or initial training for the TSP. They just say, hey, invest in the TSP. You're going to get a 5% match if you do a 5% contribution, which is not even a correct answer because all you need to do is you get 1% automatic contribution from your agency or your department. Okay, it's called 1% automatic contribution. Even if you invest zero, they still contribute 1% to your TSP. When you invest additional 4%, up to 5%, then they're going to match you the additional 4%. So when I went to one of the briefs a long time ago, and I'm like, this is incorrect information that's being passed on. All they do is like, oh yeah, when you retire, there's the traditional TSP, this is a Roth TSP, and then if you here are all the life cycle funds, match the age, done. They didn't even go over anything about CSI and F funds. When people are like, wait, what is a C fund? What is an S fund? It's really not fair for the employees. It's really not fair for the people serving in the military because my TSP money from 2004, 2005 until like 2012, it was all sitting in G fund. And I didn't realize it until somebody complained about it. I think there was like a lawsuit or something against TSP, and they're like, why is all of our money sitting in the G fund? And then now people joining the military or joining the Fed, their TSP is automatically going to the life cycle fund. So if you're going to be turning 60 years old in the year 2055, then it's going to automatically go into 2055 life cycle fund, right? But you used to just sit in the G fund. That's so frustrating because like I remember, even during the Great Recession, 2008, when the market, dipped 40%, 50%, I missed out on all of the bear market that we went through. And I was still kind of going through the dot-com bubble. I'm kind of old. I get it, right? But I still missed out on the dip. That's what's frustrating is that there's absolutely no financial education in the military or in the Fed, throughout the government or throughout any employers, right? Now, I get it. I get the argument from people is that, you're going to work. They're not there to teach you financial education. But come on, man, initial orientation at least. Here's your 401k, okay? And this is how your tax system works. And this is how you contribute to your 401k. And this is how you contribute to your TSP, whatever that is. Give the people some tutorial. Have a certified financial planner or even just an investment advisor. Just say, this is how it works. There should be a TSP expert or TSP SMEs, subject matter expert, on every base, given this brief every single week. They have a bunch of CBTs. You guys know this. Bunch of computer-based training. Throw the TSP annual training in there. I think that's going to be a very, very beneficial TSP computer-based training. I'm ranting here, but it is so frustrating because I'm not frustrated with the people. I'm not frustrated with the people who haven't contributed enough to the TSP. People who choose not to invest in their retirement, that's a completely different story. But how many of you just had no idea how TSP worked? How many of you just didn't know that Roth IRA was even a thing, right? What are we still talking about here? Are we still talking about, we gotta, make sure that the ultra rich don't shelter their tax money into the Roth IRA. So that's why there's a contribution limit. Come on, man. Really? people are really trying to save their money right now. It's not like what it used to be. People have internet resources. People are really trying to, you know, do their hard work, doing the work, and just, invest as much as they can, because nobody knows what Social Security is going to do 20 years, 30 years from now, right? And I'm not trying to target, single out specific politicians or anything, but just kind of, I think they need to shift their attention to, oh, I don't want, let's worry about all these ultra rich and all that. That's been a subject for so many decades, and we haven't fixed anything. People are still living paycheck to paycheck. People are still have no idea how to pay taxes. People still don't know how to budget. People still don't know how a TSP works after 10, 12, 15 years in the military or in the federal government. We got to change something, right? So I know me doing this YouTube channel is one thing. But eventually, if I can even reach out to people at the Capitol and just say, hey, we got to change something here. This is not working out. People are coming out broke. There has been study about how the enlisted force is coming out, with less wealth than ever. And the pay is still not there. They had a huge pay increase for the military this year, and the feds. In some areas, some is still not enough. But what can we do? Rant over.